Hey guys, it's your girl here, the one that started it all. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I have another movie for you guys, and this movie was suggested by Satyaki Patil. And the movie, I really hope I didn't. Satyaki, please don't hate me. I really hope I didn't. I really hope I did not butcher your name, especially the first part. Patel or Patil? I think it's Patel. I could be wrong. Please don't hate me. Don't hate me. And they had requested that I watch a movie called, I even wrote it down, Yuri Surgical Strike. Now, I'm kind of on the fence about this movie. There's a couple of reasons why. Well, let me start with the premise. So basically, the premise of this story is, it is based along true events. It's not based on a true story like Shishan or Sadar Udam. It's not an actual true story depicting the life of someone. However, it is based on true events, from, attacks that happened in 2016, with, conflict with Pakistan and India, and then how, India had to flush out cross occupations of Pakistani warriors and, well, not warrior soldiers, but had to flush them out, had to ambush and kill and drive them out because they were on boards that they should not have been. And basically, it centers around the aftermath of that attack, and it is divided in 5 chapters. Now, it's divided in 5 chapters, and each chapter is like the aftermath of that event, of the attack where they had to flush out the Pakistani occupants, and then the aftermath of what happened after he retired or went on a desk job, and then what happened once he found out that he and his mother's safety was compromised because they found out who he was, and then how he had to go, like, if I had to rate it, I would give it a 6. In my opinion, it's a 6. The only thing is, I don't like it when things are divided in chapters, because if you just put it in one movie, like just one go, it's fine. But I understand why they did it in chapters. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it, but I don't like it. But basically, in the first chapter, is basically what I said. He led a battalion of soldiers to flush out, kill, and ambush, and capture, infiltrate, Pakistani soldiers that were on the border that what they weren't supposed to do. They flushed them out, they killed, they ambushed, and did what they had to do. In that chapter, once everything was successful, the Prime Minister awarded them, and our hero basically said, I would like to retire because I have my mother. My mother's not doing too good. She's suffering from stage 4 Alzheimer's. I would like to retire so I can be with her. The Prime Minister didn't want him to retire, but he says, okay, I have a better idea. How about a new desk job closer to your mother, and you can take care of her and do what you need to do? He agrees to it. In the second chapter, he's on his desk job, and a nurse is assigned to take care of his mother. Only as, things happen, his mother all of a sudden wanders off. He yells and screams at the nurse, belittling her, like, how can you not pay attention to my mother? And he finds his mother. After looking for her for some time, he finds her. And the nurse comes out and says, I'm not a nurse. I'm here to watch you to make sure you guys are safe because there is a security breach. And you guys, and your safety is compromised. So I have to look after you guys. And in the third chapter, he realizes, okay, who else is compromised? And there is an attack on where Indian soldiers are stationed. 19 people are killed, and they are killed by the Pakistani the Pakistani Air Force. 19 are killed. He goes into the aftermath and tries to like ring them up and goes, okay, here's the thing. You guys cannot use your phones. Cannot use your phones. Using your phones will compromise our safety. We'll let them know where we are. As of right now, we need to disguise this thing as exercises. That's the only way we can train to fight these guys. In the fourth chapter, it's basically the Indian National Security are trying to figure out where the terrorists are, trying to figure out where their men are, basically trying to trace, trying to track, trying to trace, where are they? Where are they located? Okay, what do they have? What kind of ammunition they have? Things like that. And in the process of this happening, our hero is training his men. He's training his men, trying to get them up and going, training exercises. And the Pakistani, people, they notice this, the army, the platoon notice this, but don't do anything because they underestimate it. They underestimate it. And in the fifth chapter, the surgical strike happens. It's pretty chaotic. They go into this cave because they're trying to remain under the radar. Problem is, they go in the cave, they don't know what's in there, and it's dark. They don't know what's in there. They don't know if there could be occupying, people there. But they go in and they kill as many as they can. They're located. They take back what's theirs. And at the very end of it, no casualties. By miracle, there is no casualties. No one is lost. And the Prime Minister of India is, throwing them a formal party, and they celebrate and everything. At the end, the Pakistani president, I believe he was, or Prime Minister, is not happy with what he sees on TV. He is not happy that the surgical strike, the Operation Surgical Strike, was a success. He's bellowing in frustration, and he's not too happy, This movie, I would give it a 6 because, like I said, mainly because it's not centered around a person, although it was based on true events. These true events were made for the movie, but they put the people in to represent what they did go through, like fictional characters, but these were fictional characters representing real people who went through these these attacks, these these wars, these battles. Basically, the best way I can describe this is like, I don't think this is a perfect example, but this is the only example I can think of, is the Chernobyl, the HBO limited mini series of Chernobyl. And basically it talks about the events that led up to the Chernobyl disaster, what happened after the disaster, what was happening during the disaster, what happened after the disaster. And this was a true story, and you did have fictional people that were representing other people who were trying to figure out why this happened, and you did in fact have real people. So it's almost like that event was real, but you had people who didn't actually exist, but they were representing. Those kind of things are kind of a hit and miss for me. Like I said, I'll give it a 6. I'm not saying it was a bad movie. It's just, like I said before, it was based on true events. The center story, But, like I said, the main people were not, like, the real people, but yet they were representing those people who went in and out to infiltrate, to get back what is there, basically doing their duty and fighting for their country and honoring their country and doing what they have to do, That's the thing. So, Satyaki, I'm so sorry. Please don't hate me. It's not a bad film. It's just, It wasn't a bad film. It was different. I did get to learn about those events because, again, I didn't know about that. That stuff you're not taught. I had no idea that, you know, Pakistan and India had conflict. I did not know that, you know. Again, like, that's something I learned, you know. I never knew that. I was never taught that, you know. But it is kind of cool to see the other side of the world, see their conflict. Because, like I said, I always wanted to know what was going on. If, you know, like, for example, when World War II was happening, how were other countries affected? You know, how was South America affected? How was places like Africa, you know, things like that. You know, Europe was affected pretty badly because it was pretty much like a civil war almost. You know, you had the Axis powers, the Allies, the neutrals, you know, they didn't want anything to do with it. But that's in my opinion. What was going on? I mean, like, for example, World War II, what was going on in Korea? What was going on in South America? What was going on in Venezuela, Peru, Mexico? What was going on with Canada when that happened? You know, that's the stuff I want to know. But 2016, I didn't know that the surgical strike was happening. You know, was it 2006? I think it was. Yeah, it was 2006. I didn't know that stuff was happening. You know, last time I heard, I was, you know, most likely working at my factory job when that was happening. That wasn't covered. That was not covered in the news here, but, you know, something different, something new. You know, I didn't know that. You know? But Satyaki, thank you very much. What's your name? Please don't hate me. Please don't hate me. Thank you for, you know, letting me see this movie. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. Like I said, I'll give it a 6. I will give it a 6. I'll give it a 6 because, you know, I did like the story. I just wish it was more hand to hand with the actual people who went through what they did. Yeah. But I did enjoy it, and please don't hate me. But yeah, it was. I'll give it a 6. You know, not too. It wasn't a bad movie. It just, you know, I wish maybe it was more. I wish more information was about it, like more around the events and the people a part of it. You know, that's what I would have liked to have seen. You know, but overall, it was a good film, and hope you guys have a good day and be safe out there. Right. So that's my review on it, and I hope you guys have a good day.